What's up, peoples? It's your boy MM2K back again, you know what I'm saying, with another one. Thank you for joining us, the ScramPunks podcast. You know, man, we got a special person in the building with us. But before I get into that special person, I want to introduce you. I ain't done this in a minute. To the co-host, the one, the only TRS.
Good evening. I'm in absolute awe. We have a special guest here today. It is amazing. And you know what the funny thing about it is? He's not even a guest.
Exactly. He's a regular on the show, but he's a guest.
But you've heard his name 100 jillion kajillion times, so it's time for you to experience the truth.
And that special guest slash co-host is the other, the only Killer Hill, Rip Van Wallace.
Rip Van Wallace, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, man?
Oh, nothing much, man.
Oh, guess who's watching us? Zoinky Lil Jr. What's up, Zoinky? He calls himself Zoinky 2K. What's up, Zoinky?
Nice.
Hey, yo, dude, I done told you, man. Change that gamer tag, man. You YS, you young seat now. YS 2K. Don't kill the 2K name, bro. All right? Some Zoinky. Anyway, what's going on, Killer? What's going on, man?
Oh, nothing much. Well, I don't really want to get into the details of, my health problems. But yeah, it's pretty much bad health all in all. But other than that, I'm feeling better though.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Now I feel you. You know, keep it positive, but you want to win the prayers, man. We're gonna come up there. We're gonna kick your little ass all around the corner of the boulevard. You know what I'm saying? You know, we'll do that. We'll do whatever we need to do. You know what I mean? But,
we'll bring a Zoinky.
Yeah, we're gonna bring Zoinky. Zoinky, you can change that. Zoinky 2K. He gonna have me booted off of YouTube in the next 5 minutes. Hell's wrong with you, Zoinky 2K? Hey, yo. So here's the deal. We got a slight echo. Somebody got their receptors on too high, or is it me?
I got mine down. I'm not sure. Okay. Did you get yours down, Killer?
I'm not sure.
You got?
Am I echoing?
No, it sounded like somebody playing something in the back, but I think we good now. Okay, so here's the deal.
That might have been me. I was playing something in the background. Okay, we're good now?
I think we good, bro.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the normal trio, man. This is the normal trio, and then like for those of y'all that are following us for the first time, I want to let y'all know what we do here is we don't necessarily get into the console wars. Okay, we stick to the games. You know what I'm saying? Now sometimes the console wars between Sony, PlayStation, Sega Genesis, the Tandy 1000, whatever the hell it is, we might get into it if it's big enough. You know what I mean? But we don't get into the console war. We're old school gamers. We've been gaming since the 80s. I came out of the clan with a joystick playing Joust. That didn't sound right. But anyway.
Yeah, that didn't sound right, man.
that didn't come over the mic too good. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
He does have the video.
But nevertheless, we want to focus on the state of gaming right now. We give it to you from an old school gamer's perspective, all right? So before we get into that, you know what I'm saying, get into our subjects and all that good stuff, let's talk about our gaming weeks. And then because we like putting Killer Hill on the spot, Killer Hill, you was kind of talking to us about the last game that you played. Share that with us, bro. What was the last game that you played, and what was your experience with it?
I just beat Uncharted 4.
Oh,
I got it with the little PlayStation bundle back in February, earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, not that I just wasn't interested, but I kind of wasn't. But it's just, I didn't have time either.
Okay. And
I had the other game. I had
Last of Us.
Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, word.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shoot, okay.
Yeah, I was like into 15 more than I was until Uncharted like earlier in the year.
We're going to need the Killer Hill review on that in the future.
Hey, big ups to my man Neverland. You know what I'm saying? He just joined the chat. This is another PlayStation cat. He said, Jesus, it's like 6 podcasts going on right now. That's right. That's what we do. Hey, Neverland's a PlayStation dude. Hey, we got another PlayStation dude on the podcast, Neverland. His name is Killer Hill. Thank you for joining us. Keep rocking with your boy, man. Yo, so it's good. The funny thing that you mentioned that, man, I didn't just finish Uncharted. I finished Uncharted for a while back for my review. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a PlayStation guy, but Uncharted is one of the titles that, on the real for real, kept me buying PlayStation 3s over and over again. Like, I buy PlayStation 3, beat Uncharted, to sell them motherfuckers, then buy it again. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, because I agree with that, because it's kind of sold me on buying a Vita, the little Uncharted for the Vita.
Word, yep. We could talk about that. So, yeah,
I can relate to that.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what are your thoughts about Uncharted 4? You know,
just the fourth. I don't know. It was just almost like you seen it coming, almost. You know what I mean? Like the surprise just wasn't there, like the second and third one was.
Yeah.
I mean, the graphics was hard. Don't get it messed up. The graphics was hard. This PG-13 or this rated R.
No, man, we do. Look, man. Look, we want sponsors, but they left us weeks ago, man. So you just drop it however you got to drop it, man.
Oh, no doubt. You know what I mean? It was. You almost like you seen it coming. Even though the graphics was a little better than the Station 3. I'll give them that. But it was just as far as story goes, it was just like you almost seen it coming. They switched it up with the little people you had to roll with, whatever, what have you. They did their own little AI thing, but all in all, yeah, it was just okay. Go here, go there. I even kind of lost interest in finding all the hitting items. That was like my little bread and butter. Finding all the hitting items, getting trophies and shit.
So did you?
I'm not even interested in getting trophies in this game.
Did you feel like it was more like an interactive joint than opposed to a challenge? Like, I found myself not being really challenged in it, and I had it in the second to hardest setting. Does that okay?
Agreed. Yeah, it was like you like almost like you seen it coming. Like, just hit this button, almost like some what was that shit back in the day? The old school Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yo, I said it. I talked to Killer about this. I said it before. I said it. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. My bad.
Oh my goodness. Yes, it just felt like that.
The Dungeons and Dragons. Click here, jump there, get there.
Like Eye of the Beholder and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's for PlayStation 4.
Yep. Wow.
Yep. All right, let me go to the chat. Let me pay some bills. Hey, yo, my man Neverland in the chat says, yo, Mighty Most 2K, I thought it was for Killzone multiplayer. He thought that's why I kept buying PlayStation 3. Hey, look, let me explain something to you, bro. Now, I'm going to spill something right here, and it might have the Xbox Nation hating on me, including Zoinky 2K. Man, you're going to have to change that, man. I don't even like reading that. So, I'm going to expose myself right here. No,
what you in here for? What you in here for, Zoinky? Come here.
Yeah, what you doing here, Zoinky?
What you doing here? Come here.
I was not a Halo 1 and a Halo 2 dude. I know TRS is going to get mad. I couldn't stand Halo 1. I couldn't stand Halo 2. When PlayStation 2 came out with Killzone, they was like, this is the Halo killer. Me and Nature Boy was like, word, let's try this shit out. Yo, the first Killzone was tight.
I loved it.
I don't know what happened between PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3, how many white lines the mugs did, but by the time they got to PlayStation 3, it turned into this cluster blank of just garbage. It was trying to be too many things, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I am a SOCOM. Yeah, Neverland said, yo, you a SOCOM dude. I'm calling it now. You absolutely right. You right, Cleo. I am a SOCOM dude. That's right. Until the last one. That last one was garbage. But Killzone 1, I loved Killzone 1. You know what I'm saying? So I wish Guerrilla Games would have just stopped right there. But that's here nor there. I don't want to go too far out of here. You know what I mean? But big ups to my man Netherland. You know what I'm saying? Neverland always challenging me in the chat. Hey, yo, Zoinky, we going to get to that Destiny 2, bro. Just calm your nerves down, man. Work on that name, man. Work on that name, bro. Okay? No, I'm just messing with you. Hey, yo, all right, so that's what you've been into, Killer. You know, you had that same vibe from, and this is a PlayStation dude. That was your vibe from Uncharted 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, word. All right, so we're gonna pass the P's like they used to say over to TRS. TRS, what you been getting into, man?
Man, I'm just amazed that we got Killer Hill on here, man, because we do need that. We need that PlayStation insight, man. I got another person that might want to come on a little bit later in the season, you know, for some PS to kind of join in with Killer Hill so they can both beat us to a pulp. But as far as the games that I've been playing, you know, I'm always the Destiny 2 guy. But but I got put to a stop on that. And the main reason is the new DLC, Curse of Osiris. All right. I like it. Let's just start with I like it. But a lot of what's on there right now is, for me, it's kind of repetitive. I haven't found all the hidden stuff that's in there and whatnot, but the game itself, right now, what's it called? The Unlimited Forest, or the Mystic Forest, or whatever it's called. People that have been playing it know what I'm talking about. But that seems extremely repetitive until you get to the boss. So I kind of took a break from it, and I got back on Elder Scrolls Online. And I actually beat, for the first time, if anybody's familiar with Elder Scrolls, I beat Molag Bal, who's the main boss in the game. And what it does is it lets you go through the different adventures in different areas after that, like starting from the very beginning, but with all your powers. And so I'm doing that right now. And that's very interesting, just to see how my powers put people to shame in different areas from the beginning. So I'm playing that right now. So that's where I'm at. Between that and Dead Space. I'm starting Dead Space 1 because I'm trying to get my knowledge on the series. So that's what I'm doing now, is Dead Space 1.
Word. That's what's up, man.
My humble opinion, I think you enjoyed Dead Space. I did.
Yeah,
I'm loving it. I'm loving Dead Space. And I'm ready for
1 and 2. I enjoyed.
Yeah. You ain't like 3 Killer? See, now, we
never played it.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I was gonna say,
okay.
The shit's about to begin. I'm about to come up there and start kicking ass all over the boulevard.
No, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 was nails.
Okay.
Yeah.
The story, the graphics, the gameplay was all that.
Okay. Yeah, it is definitely.
3, I never played, but I think SP played it, but I never seen him like rock it front to back. I think he just played like the first opening of it. It was like on some ice planet or some shit.
Yeah. Because here's what I liked about 3. 1 and 2 was scary as hell. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was straight scary shit. Like, I'm going down the corridor. Something just grabbed me by the throat and tried to poke out my eye face. You know what I'm saying? That's what 1 and 2 was about. By the time you got to 3,
you're ethnic.
Yeah, your throat shaft and shit. So, but by the time you got to 3, EA, was starting to become the EA. We dropping $100 million so nobody can make an NFL game. EA, and they changed the game. They added like microtransactions and stuff. But I think Visceral Games did like a BioWare, like where BioWare turned lemons into lemonade when it came to Mass Effect 3 with their multiplayer. Visceral did the same thing with Dead Space 3. They made Dead Space 3 tight to me, and you could alter your weapons and shit. You could take them to this weapon shop and make all these different variations of the weapon. So the one gun, that turns around on different sides and shit, you can take that part and combine it with the other laser gun. Man, it was tight.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it was a little. Okay. It was a lot more. It puts you in the mind of what Resident Evil 5 did, where Resident Evil 5 became more action based.
Yeah.
Yep. But I like Dead Space 3. Actually, I hate to say this. Mugs hate me when I say it. Dead Space 3 is my favorite one. Because they threw that co-op in there too.
Thanks for saying that. Is that on PlayStation?
Hell no!
Oh no.
No, bro. It's on the Xbox EA Access and the backwards compatible joint. So you would have to get a you would have to get a PlayStation 3 in order to play it.
I gotta make that investment.
Yeah, dude. Well, it was $189 for Black Friday too. You know what I'm saying? But it is. I know how you PlayStation dudes do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't even want to. Y'all want to touch the mean green. That's all right. It's okay. Yo, I just modded Neverland. Neverland's a mod everywhere, man. That's my man's. I modded him. He's gonna be a moderator for our chat. He gonna keep everybody at bay. And Zoinky, I made you a mod too, man. You better do something about that name, man. But I made you a mod. All right. So okay, that was your gaming week. You did that. Anything else, TRS, that you got into for the gaming week?
Just pretty much that's it. Those are the main games, because I usually stay on one game at a time, but I had to get off Destiny 2 for a minute. I'm gonna get back on because I still gotta do the Fusion Saga on stream. So
Ooh,
that's
shit.
what starts a comedic adventure romp in outer space with me and the poop deck. So
is it going to beat Buck Rogers? Is it going to be more powerful than Buck
yeah,
Rogers?
man, definitely, man, definitely.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Close encounters of the fifth kind. You know what I mean? It's awesome.
Of the fifth. Okay. All right.
Of the fifth.
So, all right. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up with my gaming week. My gaming week was it's a little bit scattered all over the place, man. If y'all been following me on my YouTube channel, I've been doing a little bit of Ghost Recon Wildlands. So let me back up a little bit. For those that may not be aware, I picked up the Xbox One X. You know what I'm saying? I got the beast. And man, these Xbox One X enhanced games, man, they look freaking crazy, yo. Ghost Recon Wildlands was a game I had way back. Came out in February, I think, of this year, and I didn't touch it. I kind of did a Killer Hill and couldn't get around to it because I bought my PlayStation 4 Pro around the same time, and I started playing a whole bunch of PlayStation games, you know what I'm saying, to try to review them. So I went back to Ghost Recon Wildlands because it got enhanced. The visuals, the textures, all that, the 4K stuff. Man, this game looks phenomenal. So I streamed a couple of games with that. And then I picked up PUBG last night, man. I jacked the wife while she was asleep, and got picked up PUBG. Ran the Target, got me some Microsoft points, and I played a little bit of that. I got that on the channel too. So, man, I'll talk about PUBG.
Yeah, I did see a little bit of that last night.
You did catch that? Yeah, man. Yeah, you see how I got that dude at the end, motherfucker hiding around the haystack? Oh, yes. Yeah, I got him. Oh, man, then they got, man, PUBG is fun. I played a little bit. Well, I'll say this. I played a little bit on PC. I'm going to make my comparisons to the PC experience to the Xbox One X experience, but I'll get into that later. So that's that for now, but we're going to turn it over to our first subject matter, which is that Destiny 2. Okay. So as you know, your boy has been giving Destiny 2 a hard time. I've been giving Destiny 2 a hard time because, to me, it wasn't worth the investment. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Zoinky. Xbox One X is looking nice. He threw that in the chat. Thank you, sir. That's good. You ain't even see it the last time you was over. Change that goddamn name. Anyway, so I was going to get me and Zoinky 2K. I was going to get him, both of us, the Destiny $100 versions. Then I didn't like the fact that they wouldn't announce the HDR enhancements for the Xbox, but they did it for the PlayStation. So I said, look, man, I'm not getting into this foolery. I'm canceling my order. The dude in GameStop, his head almost exploded like David Chappelle when he was the black white supremacist. When the dude's head exploded in the back, his head almost did that all over the walls. So I haven't really touched the game except for the beta. But since then, and I was a diehard Destiny 1 dude. I remember the grind not dying for me for like 4 months.
Heck?
Hello? You all right, man?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Oh, okay. But the grind now, you know, and TRS is the Destiny 2 expert. The grind died a month and a half after release. And then it just keeps, there's bad news, but bad news coming out. People going back to Destiny 1 because there's not dedicated multiplayer matches. They put in timers in the Nightfall, all the other stuff. So this latest thing is that they've locked out content, basic content out of the base game, unless you bought the DLC. This isn't DLC stuff. This is access to, from what I understand, some Nightfalls or something, TRS, that you don't have access. Is that correct?
I currently do.
Okay.
I actually currently do because I bought the total expansion pack, the $345 billion expansion pack. I actually bought that. So I got everything as soon as it comes. Okay. But it's a shame because I can see what's lagging before the expansion comes.
Got you.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I could say if it's fair or not. I have fun with it as it comes. But right now, this first expansion isn't too impressive yet. I'm still working on it.
Okay.
So, you know, but I just wish we could get up a team. One of the biggest problems I have with the game is trying to find enough serious people for a raid team. Okay. So if anybody's ever interested in starting a raid team, or you guys know what you're doing, I haven't beat either of the raids, but I am a good listener. You know, Tico Man Space 74. That's my gamer tag. If you guys want to, you know, just guide me through the raid, because I eventually want to be a guide on this stuff. But it's so hard to get people, for me, unless you've already known them for a while. It's really hard to get a good raid team that it isn't with the bull Nichols. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Hey, we got Killer Hill here, man. We ain't gonna have no sponsors. We're going all out, man.
Okay, so as far as a raid team that's not with the bullshit, it's really hard to come by at this point in the game, because most of the people that I used to play with, they're not even they're on Grand Theft, they're on Minecraft. You know what I mean? They're on all kinds of other, you know, gullible garbage. So they're not coming in with me. So I'm kind of left with, it's just me and Poop Deck and Sexy Bully. You know, the three of us, and we need a 6-man team. You know, so if anybody is just interested, and that's a girl, by the way, Sexy Bully. That's not some guy running around calling himself. I'm not going to call him Sexy Bully. It's like, dude, I'm not saying your name to you. Exactly. I'm not saying it. You know, I'll call you Frank. You know, but actually, yeah, it's just 3 of us now, so we're not going to be beating any raids in a long time.
Work.
But I'm going through the DLC right now. It's decent, but I've had enough Vex.
Yeah.
I've had enough. If anybody's familiar with the Vex, they're the robotic, milky robots, you know, on the game, and they really are milky. It's actually a milky fluid that controls the robots. You like that? Stay tuned for my new album, Milky Fluid, and it's coming out.
Hey, so let me see if I got this right, TRS. You want a 6-man team to join you in a group session with somebody named Sexy Bullets and Poop Deck to fight milky robots.
Dude, man, don't fight it. It'll be over soon. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, yo, watch. Don't stand in front of this dude, man. Hey, yo.
you asked for it. Look what you got on.
Oh yeah. Oh man. All right, yeah, we some sick cats up in here, man. So let me get your thoughts, TRS. Overall, Destiny 2. How do you feel about it overall right now?
I'm looking forward to the continuing DLCs. I'm looking forward to the raid. I'm not losing hope on it, but I will say it doesn't have that continuous excitement with each DLC like the first one, like Destiny 1. Gotcha. So maybe they just need a little bit more to work with. Of course, you know, if anybody's familiar with Bungie Vision, they know that whenever something goes wrong or something's not excited enough, it either gets nerfed or changed. So maybe, you know, maybe they'll do some stuff, because I'm a big Destiny fan. I'm just a little bored with the first DLC right now, but I still have hope.
Yeah, because
there's a whole bunch of lore that I'm extremely interested in. I've read it, most of the lore, so I'm just trying to see exactly where this goes. Osiris, okay. We'll give him a chance. We'll see what happens. Okay. But I've had enough Vex. I think that I wish they would have continued more with the Cabal, because we waited forever for the Cabal to do something big, and all they get is just the first part of the game. That wasn't enough for me. You could have gave me one more with them, because I like beating them up, because they remind me of high school bullies. Yeah. You know, they're like big and swole, 800 pounds of pure, you know, venison steak. Yeah. So I like beating up on them, and they're military.
Exactly. Yo.
So, you know.
So
we could have done one more Cabal.
One more. Yeah, because I thought that at least that, you know, you would deal with the Cabal a lot in the beginning of the game, but I guess not.
Well, in the beginning, yes. Okay. In the beginning, yes. But then once it got to the new DLC, it started going into the lore of the simulators and things with the Vex, and I was familiar with that before D2 came out, but I guess maybe I just wasn't ready for it yet, because I enjoyed finding out more. We haven't gone knee deep into what is Cabal the way that we've already done Vex and Fallen.
Yeah.
So I just wanted more on the Cabal.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's what I thought they was going to do, but you know, hey, who am I? Who am I but someone that expects you to fulfill a promise and make the shit make sense? But you know, that's here nor there. Hey, yo, Killer. So I know, bro. I know you ain't got a lot of experience with this game, but let me pose the question to you like this.
Okay.
All right, so you know, you got Destiny 1 and the whole Destiny franchise that's supposed to be a 10-year game, okay?
Yeah.
The original Destiny 1 basically was a grind game, meaning that you know you're doing a lot, you're repeating a lot of the same levels and stuff like that to try to build up your character to get more, get some of the top tier weapons, all other stuff. And I
What I
remember,
got from it was like something like Borderlands. But like, it was
yeah,
better.
kind of, sort of, but Borderlands. No, I'm going to say, I'm going to say this because Borderlands is one of my favorite games last gen. Borderlands had
I love
so much content, man.
Yeah,
The first one.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, the first one. Yeah,
1 and 2, I agree. 1 and 2 did have a lot of content.
they had a
I
lot
didn't
of
get
content.
into 2 yet. I'm going to get into it though.
See, that's
When when Moses isn't looking.
yeah. I don't know when. See, I don't know about 2, man, because 2 is like they.
Yeah, I agree. Two kind of just didn't have that magic as 1.
Yeah, exactly,
I feel
exactly.
2,
But
2, don't get it wrong. I enjoyed 2, but as far as favorites, I agree. Tomorrow. Yeah.
I had 1 on every single goddamn platform that was out. I had 1 on the Xbox, on the PlayStation. I had the motherfucker on PC. I had it on live, that streaming service. I had it everywhere, and I played it and enjoyed it over and over and over again, man. But nah, to compare Destiny to Borderlands, I would say Destiny 1 had about, the base game had about a quarter of the content that the first Borderlands had.
Oh wow.
Yep.
And people loved it that much.
Yeah. But you know why? Because the gunplay was great. The gunplay in Destiny was fantastic, and you saw that from the beginning. Like if you played the beta, that's what hooked you, was the gunplay.
Yeah.
Then what kept a lot of other people going was the social aspect. You know, they really focused on you being a team and doing these raids and shit like that, and that's what hooked people even further, even after the content kind of dried up. You know what I'm saying? The first 2 DLCs I don't think were that great. I think it really got good after the, what was that shit? The Taken King.
When Taken King.
When Taken King came, yeah. Oh yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it. But now it's like, but see, here's the problem with Destiny 2 that I see. Well, no, before I get into that, so what are your thoughts, Killer, on a game that people were already complaining about the grind in the first installment, and the grind lasted 4 months, you know, before it kind of fizzled out in the first installment. But now, the grind is like, it was like a month and a half, and then you had to just sit there and wait for the DLC to come. What are your thoughts on that, man?
That's the name of the game nowadays, though.
Yeah.
They give you half of a game and then charge you another, probably pretty much the price of a game, to get the rest of the content when they decide to drop it.
Yep. Exactly.
I mean, that's just the game now. I mean, I think it's fucked up, especially with a lot of popular games they do it to. A lot of first-person shooters or adventure games. You're like, oh yeah, get this sword for X amount of dough, but you can just pay this $60 now at release, and we'll give it to you in 6 months.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, why would I? Like, is this like? Yeah, and it's like you say. It's like, do I really want to make this investment in this game? Is it really going to be worth it? And it's like, then you feel like you got egg on your face when it doesn't.
Yep. You get piecemeal. They piecemeal you to shit now. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I started feeling this thing during the duty days.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Black Ops and Modern War. You know with the Treyarch and the Infinity War. You know how they switch up every year, whatever, what have you, with the duties.
Exactly.
With the one that had the zombies and one that had the other little missions and stuff. I mean, I like both of them. It didn't matter to me. But you started feeling this thing, then it was like, okay, yeah, you can get this content if you just give us an extra $40-50 now, but we'll give it to you 6 months from now.
Yeah, ain't that crazy? Yeah, that's what Destiny did, man.
I'm like at first, like when you first get hit with it, it's like, are you nuts? Like, are you like, no, crackhead, no. Now it's just the norm. It's just what everybody accepts. Like,
yeah, yep.
It's done now. Like, I don't think it's right. I think it's shit. I think these companies should just give us a goddamn game and let us rock it at our own pace in our spare time instead of just waiting for content, because people got shit to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's people that really ain't got shit to do but play video games. But you know, we all work in stiffs.
Exactly.
Getting to work in stiffs perspectives of games and when we can play them. This new shit I think is bullshit as far as the companies go. Give us a goddamn game, a complete game. Oh, I'll pay you $80. Just give me the goddamn game.
Just give it to you up front. Well, that's
exactly. I think that's what it's headed for, though. I think it's just like, all right, here we'll just give you $80 now, $85. You ain't got to give us shit for downloadable content here. It's in this hard drive. And then they'll sell you like a dumbed down version that's like $55, $60. And then you can buy the content later at your own pace, you know?
Yeah. But that's an interesting point. So I'm gonna flip. Let me put this question out there, and I'm gonna flip it back to TRS. Okay. So there's been this thing that's been talked about as far as loot crates. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all seen it, where the newest Star Wars game.
Right.
People were jumping all over that because there were loot crates and shit, and you could buy Boba Fett or whatever for 40,000 credits that took you 8 years to get. Well, it didn't take you that long, but it took you a while to get. Or you could just drop $30 and get Boba Fett. And then
I was you ready to say, what did you call?
You know, Bubba Ray and shit. You can get Bubba Ray for I don't know these Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, I know. I mean, I've seen every single one. Killer Hill dragged my ass to go see episode 1. You know what I'm saying? Years ago. Remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? You get certain Star Wars characters. You know, it either takes you a long time to grind from, was the complaint, or you got to pay for them. And a lot of people in the community said, no, that's horrible, that's horrible. It even got to the point to where now certain territories like Hawaii and Belgium consider loot crates gambling. They put up laws that said this shit is gambling now. Now my perspective is, if you want to get beat in the head with a cash register, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? If you want to buy the DLC, then you go buy the DLC.
Agree.
My thing is, I'm on a budget and shit. Like, I got to steal my wife's credit card when she sleep, you know what I'm saying, to buy games. And I would like my games to stay $60 as long as they can. What I don't like is shit that you should normally give me in the game. It's like you said, Killer, how you take it and you throw it in lumps of 40. You know what I'm saying? Like with Destiny 1, we've discovered that there were planets that they were going to allow you to go and scan and discover and play on, that Activision was like, nah, hold that till Destiny 2. Hold Saturn until Destiny 2. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you were getting skimmed on the game. So I'm going to flip this to TRS. You know what I'm saying? What is your thoughts on Destiny or Star Wars, you know, games doing this? Because they're saying, which is true, they're saying that the cost of games have not shifted upward with the cost of living. Like, for instance, we talked about King's Quest. Back in 1989, King's Quest was $45. Star Wars in 2017, almost 30 years later, is only $60. So the cost of games hasn't shifted with the cost of living. Do you think, TRS, that game developers and publishers are justified in trying to add these extras incentives in, or do you think it's a bunch of bullshit?
I've actually got mixed feelings about it, because for me, the concept of a really good game that you pretty much conquered, you beat it, but it's capable of them offering more DLCs. I like the concept of DLCs personally. I like it, but I'm a little bit more of a as far as like Star Wars, for example. The fact that you've got to pay for those main characters like Han Solo and what was it, Boba Fett? Yeah. I don't really care about that. I'm not very into playing the main characters. I'm into like playing games with RPG elements where I'm actually my own character that I created. I love that kind of stuff. So I don't want to. I don't
strategy on their part. Though.
Yeah, I don't care to play.
Take my money.
Yeah, because they know that there's individual gamers. They know that, and they know that there's that one demographic that's going to say, "Oh, I want to be Han Solo. I want to be Yoda."
I want every person.
Yeah, for me, that's stupid. But I mean, that I'm just a different kind of gamer. I like to create my own character and build up my own character. Grinding, I like grinding. I like it, but
we all like grinding, motherfucker.
I like grinding. I heard the music, but I like as far as the DLCs, I'm a fan of DLCs. If it's a good game that just kicked ass, and then after you kick the ass, and you're like, this is the best shit in the world, and then all of a sudden they say, oh, now we've got this new DLC for this. Now that's fat. But when it feels like it's a half a game from the get-go, it feels like it's a fourth of a game from the get-go. Yeah. You see all this shit that you could possibly have but can't have it because the DLC didn't come out that you paid for 6 months ago.
Or if another game is just out there doing it better than that one.
Exactly. That's when I have a problem with it. You know, I mean, and I'm willing to do it if I like the game enough, but that's always going to be on the back of my throat. Like, man, that maybe that didn't come out right. That's always going to be on my mind. Like this half-ass game, and then every 3 or 4 months, they're going to give me the other quarter of it, and it's gonna blink on the map and all that stuff. I'm a DLC fan. I love it because for me, it's like continuing a saga, creating new chapters. But when it looks like half a book, and then you give me the other 5 pages,
you're not really invested in the game.
Right, exactly.
Like I'm not going to spend any more money on this thing.
Yeah, it's like I'm done. You're trying to chase me away from any sequels that you could possibly do in the future. You know, it's like the worst thing, the bad thing about Destiny for me, and I don't mean to keep harking on Destiny, but the bad thing about Destiny for me is that Destiny 1 gave a lot of hints and gave a lot of lore of what was going on. Destiny 2, for me, just in my opinion, is more like instead of us going deeper for the people who are interested in knowing the true story and everything that happened, let's just create some new shit. Let's create some new lore. Let's create stuff that didn't exist in the first one. And I'm like, wait a minute, but we wanted to go deeper into how all this came to be, which was the main thing in Destiny 1. You know what I mean? But now it's like, oh, there's this new shit going on and blah blah blah. Well, can I get through chapter 1 first before you give me chapter 6? Start creating. I mean, I wish Destiny 2 would go more deeper into the original lore that made this game what it is. I just wish it would. That's my thing.
All right, so let me throw a couple things out there real quick. You know what I'm saying? Pay the bills with the chat. You know what I mean? My man Neverland, he said he just finished the free Star Wars campaign DLC that just released today. So TRS, I know we was talking about this last show about, you know, how you weren't really on Star Wars Battlefront 2 because of the multiplayer. You know, well, you played it, but you really want to see how the campaign was. He's saying that EA dropped some free Star Wars campaign DLC. So then how does that make you feel about the game now?
I would actually like to try those out. But I'm just going to be honest with you. The PvP, I suck at it, but I had fun at it. Okay. I mean, I suck bad. It reminded me, like I was saying before last week, it reminds me of how I am with Call of Duty.
Okay.
And I suck at Call of Duty. And it just feels like everybody's running around on roller skates and everybody can aim but me. And that's exactly how Star Wars is. Star Wars is just like that, Killer Hill.
You know what? I did play Star Wars over SP's house. Not for a little bit. I think he had somebody else's game, but yeah, we was sitting there playing it, and I kind of got that duty feel to it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Like you say, you're just skating around. Everybody can aim but you.
Right. And that's what I liked about Destiny. Destiny, like you were saying, the gunplay is fire.
Yep.
You know what it takes to get it there, and it actually gets there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's logic about Borderlands too.
Oh
yeah, and Borderlands is like that too, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. Borderlands, man. Borderlands. Oh man, that game was so.
Like you didn't have to be like an expert player. You had a good.
Right.
Game.
Right.
Just point and shoot.
Call of Duty, Star Wars. It feels like I'm doing everything, but I'm greased up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like my bullets are just going past their ear and they're hitting like.
Would you say you feel like Pinky about to get on set? Oh,
yeah, right.
Oh, I forgot Zoinky's in here. Sorry, Zoinky. Cover your ears. Anyway,
Oh,
so Killer Hill. All right, I got a question from you, from Zinky, from your little cousin Zinky. Okay, what's his name? Zoinky. Zoinky, go to bed, little mother. Hey, so Zoinky says, Star Wars Battlefront 2, EA want money. What was EA thinking? He's saying that EA with the loot crates, they just want money. What was they thinking? What's your thoughts on that, man?
diehard Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Anybody buy anything content that's the Star Wars.
Right.
Especially if they're a gamer and it's Star Wars, they just nutted in their pants right now. They next 3 checks is going to Battlefront 2 content.
Yep.
All their free money is straight to Battlefront 2 content. But yeah, that's why they do it. If I was, who was it? EA putting Battlefront out? If I was them, I would do the same thing, because you got a diehard market for it.
Right.
I would slowly but surely milk all of them for everything they got. I'd put out fucking Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, exactly. Now somebody will grab Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, at least 100,000 sales. Easy.
I'm a different gamer. I mean, everybody, like when you're playing Battlefront and stuff like that, Darth Sidious is going to come out and everybody wants to be Darth Sidious. Well, me, I want to create my own character from scratch and kick his ass. That's what I want to do,
Why can't I do that? Yeah, I know that. Or at least, can I pay for the option to do that?
Right.
I would definitely give up my money for that.
Oh, okay, all right. I feel you. All right. So, Destiny 2, please get on your game. Mark Noseworthy. See, I tweeted that little motherfucker. I was like, yo, I don't appreciate this shit. And he ignored me and said, Destiny 2's releasing. So fuck you, Mark. Now. on to the next subject matter, yo.
Bubble fat.
Yeah, PUBG. Okay, PUBG. I'm going to talk a little bit about this because I think I got the most experience with it here. All right, so for those of y'all that have been living under a rock, and yes, Zoinky, your copy of PUBG will come when you change that goddamn name, okay? PUBG, Players Unknown Battleground, is a battle royale game that originated on PC. For those of you that are not familiar with it, it was a mod of Arma 3, which is a very noteworthy PC game. And Arma 3 is a third-person military simulation game. You know what I'm saying? It's real big. You know what I'm saying? It's real detailed, real in-depth and all this other stuff, man. It's real complicated, right? So someone made this Players Unknown dude made a mod off of that, and what basically happens is 100 people are dropped from a plane. Y'all dropped in this large ass map, and it's basically the last man standing. Y'all dropped in this area where there's weapons and guns and all types of shit, Coca-Colas and snack cakes, and y'all just got to fight it out to the death. And what happens is there's this electrical field that every 10 minutes, I think, just comes on the field, and it just shrinks the size of the field. It forces y'all to fight each other. And the purpose of the game is have the last man standing, and the last man standing gets a chicken dinner. You know what I'm saying? So I think we got a little echoing. Is that me? Maybe?
I don't hear it.
Okay. So what's going on with that game is it got ported over to the Xbox. And when it got ported over to the Xbox, people were complaining that the game looked shitty, that the frame rates ain't all that good. You know what I'm saying? It's staggering and all that stuff. And there's a lot of people. A lot of this hate is coming from people that don't have the game, that don't have an Xbox, that just want to hate on it. They don't want to see anything exclusive for the Xbox do well. Again, I know I don't want to get into the console wars, but we got to call a spade a spade. All right. Now my experience with PUBG, I played it on the PC. It wasn't a pretty game on the PC. I have a high-end PC, 6500K processor. I got 16 gigabytes of RAM. You know what I'm saying? I got a 1070 Ti. We ain't slouched over here. It wasn't a pretty game on PC. But with that said, because it's PUBG and because it's fun, even though it's not performing well, number one, it's in the game preview program that's on the Xbox. What Xbox does is they have certain games that they release, and then when they're not complete, they'll still release them to you and give you the option to, to pay to play them, and then they use that money to tweak it up and all other shit. It's a smart tactic, whatever, But for it to not be finished and not have the right, frame rates and stuff now, the whole concept is fun. It's a phenomenal game. It's one that I'm not, and I told y'all before, I am not a PvP person. But this is something I can see myself playing every day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to turn it over to you, TRS, first. I want to get your thoughts. What have you heard about PUBG? What are your thoughts about it? Do you see yourself picking this game up?
I'm interested in it because the way you describe it, it sounds like one of them smells like Teen Spirit movies that have been coming out in the past couple of years with they've been dropped into the maze and now they must fight each other to survive and blah blah. What do you say, Killer?
He's a hell of a salesman. Like you drop down in the field, cage, cause you run out of time, you go fight. Ain't no running, ain't no camping, ain't no hiding.
So I think I'm interested in it. I'd like to play it, and for somebody who's not into PvP, like I'm like that too. I'm not into PvP. Destiny got me into PvP. I like it because of the gunplay, and that's one of the things I wanted to ask you about, the gunplay on that as well. How the guns feel and things like that.
Oh,
the only thing I know of PUBG is actually what it's about and the scandal between that and Fortnite.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually played it, but I know that PUBG must be kicking ass because, like I was telling you earlier, Fortnite is advertising like crazy on Xbox One. Every time I switch games, there's an ad for Fortnite. Now you're getting blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, that whole scandal with them must have really been deep. It must have affected Fortnite, man. So they're going hard. So I want to play PUBG just to see what it feels like, what the gunplay is like. So you got any insights on that? Is it pretty good gunplay?
Oh, the gunplay is, man, you got to watch my stream, man. So basically,
or will I feel greased up?
You'll feel greased up. You'll feel like Pinky going on set, man. So so they drop. I fell out of the plane, right? And I was nervous as hell because here is the thing. Now I'm gonna give you the pros and cons. I already talked about the pros, but the cons are that this is a game like Arma 3 or any PC game like this. As a matter of fact, is all about quick, swift movements. You hurry up, you kill somebody. You only got a matter of seconds before you grab their shit, equip it, put on their knapsack. Change your artillery with all that stuff. The game was made from the ground up for keyboard and mouse.
Okay.
Because Arma 3 is a keyboard and mouse game. Now, you can play with your controller, but there is so much shit that has to happen quickly that you're at a heavy disadvantage if you're not on a keyboard and mouse, and you're going to get somebody with the keyboard and mouse, okay?
That's why they're talking about that peripheral cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the thing. So the control mechanism is very complicated because they tried to take all that keyboard and mouse mapping and put it on a controller. So you really got to play around with it to get a good feel for it. So I've heard people say it takes you about 2 or 3 times playing it before you master the controls, and that's fine. So because I didn't master the controls on the controller, and they really you don't have time, again, to sit there and pause and look at the controls. Like, there's motherfuckers running everywhere.
Yeah.
So what I did was I just said, hell with it. I'm gonna wing it. So I ran, got some shit, started running in the field, and then there's people literally, they're sitting there and they camp out until that force field comes and shrinks the area. They were sitting there camped out and they started shooting at me, right?
I mean, I hate campers. I'm not a really multiplayer guy, but I used to watch people who, multiplayer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I enjoy watching. You know what I mean? Like I was in an arcade or whatever. And I would always hate campers. I would be mad for the player. Like, motherfucker, just break your ass out, run around like every fucking body else.
Hey, but that's PC gamers, period, man. I'm telling, like, there's this one game called Nether. I don't want to get too far in the weeds. There's this one game called Nether, man, where it's PV all, PVA. You're playing against everything. There's these crazy ass monsters coming after you, and then you got to worry about people, you know, sniping you and taking your shit, right?
Yeah.
So they literally just sit there and camp. They wait. There's like when you try to go to the cities are the safe zones. And that's where you go to, you know, trade with merchants. They're literally waiting in buildings, waiting for you to go to the city. So you think you scot-free and boom! You know what I'm saying? And they just take your ass out, come and get your shit. So that has been a known PC multiplayer mechanic.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? For a long time. And it's something that console gamers are not used to.
Yep.
But they're going to have to get used to it. It irks the shit out of me too. I stopped playing Nether. For a whole freaking year because I got so mad. And Nether is one of those, you know, one and done. You get killed, you're done. There is no, oh, you regenerate and you still got your shit. No, you're dead. You go all the way back to the lobby, start all over again. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's how PUBG is. You die, you start all over again. You know, there is no gaining experience and all other shit. I mean, after you get ranking, you may get certain perks and shit that you can add to your character for the next time you get in. But there is no. It's a survival game, which means when you die, you're dead. So,
okay.
But you get better the more you play.
Yeah, exactly. You get better, and it's fun. Oh man! So the dude.
Yeah, it encourages you to keep playing.
Exactly. That's the hook.
Yeah. Get that repeat factor. Okay, I'm sort of like, I like how you selling it.
That's the fishing hook to it. That's the fishiness to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
I like how you selling it. Yeah, because I will play something like that. I mean, okay, all right, I'm weak now, but yeah, okay, about 2 weeks, I will be that dude.
Yeah,
Right?
Exactly. That's how they get your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, buddy.
Check out my stream, man. It's boring. Look, it's boring as hell for like 90% of my stream because I'm just sitting there nervous. I'm just panting like, oh my god, oh man, this is foul as hell, man. Oh man, I can't find no way. Yeah, and then when you get to like the last 5 minutes, everything just goes berserk. It just turns haywire and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Is it like a quiet forest thing in the beginning, like where you don't really know where everybody is?
Exactly. It goes from Little House on the Prairie to WWE SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? In those last 5 minutes. It's crazy. As soon as you get it, because what they do is they do give you time, most of the time, for you to go and search and loot. They try to spread you out a little bit, but it's like a luck of the draw. They might drop 3 of you dudes at the same time, and y'all got to punch it out. Y'all got to duke it out. It's crazy.
Oh, they got melee. Okay.
Yeah, they got melee. Yeah, man, it's fun as hell. And then when you get taken out, especially after you just taking some people out, you're like, oh man, the hell with that. I'm going back in this bitch.
Right.
Yeah, so it's good, man.
They got that replay factor.
Exactly. Oh, you definitely getting the bang out of your buck for that one with PUBG, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yo, there's this. I'm sitting there playing Elder Scrolls, and there's this cute little magician, but I hate how there's certain guys. I don't know what it is. They like to use women characters because they like to watch the women walk. A friend of mine told me on Destiny, he was like, man, I chose a woman because I don't want to see myself walk. I want to see the woman walk.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, dude, first of all, that character is you. Okay. So it doesn't matter if I'm watching myself getting to the destination. Okay. Let it go. Calm your hormones down. But to make a long story short, I think that this is one of those situations. There's a beautiful mage just following me for some reason because I guess she sees that I'm kicking butt. And the name is I Am So Hard Right Now.
Oh.
Yeah,
man. Hey, yo, you get a lot of that on the PC, man. You get a lot of that on the PC, I'm telling you.
You got a lot of that on Destiny 1, too. A lot of people choosing girls. I want to see the girl walk. I want to see the booty shake. Dude, that's your character, man. That's you. You're the protagonist.
I want to look at my ass. I want to look at my own ass. Come on, man.
Oh, man. I'm not trying to get a hard on while I'm saving the world.
Exactly. Come on, man. Yeah. But it's kind of like that thing you was bringing up with Appy Gamer last week where they swear that all gamers is like 375 pounds with a bag of Cheetos on their stomach and a jar of Vaseline next to them looking for hot chicks all day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All those hot chick ads. Come on.
We killing Neverland in the chat, man. Big ups to Neverland. Made him a sub. I already told him that. Did I say that already? Neverland is a sub. Okay. All right, so yeah, that was my experience with PUBG. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I just want to say PUBG is a good game, even if you're a PlayStation cat. You know what I'm saying? It's worth experiencing, man. Here's how I want to break it down. And Killer, you let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong or I'm talking some Xbox fanboy bullshit. Okay.
All right, no doubt.
So here's the thing. Hey, Zoinky, you still there, bro? I just want to make sure because it's about time for your ass to go to bed. Yeah, I think he left. Okay. Beat your ass and change that name. Anyway, what I like about the Xbox is I like new experiences. See, I'm going to take y'all back. Let's go on the time travel machine. The time flex capacity. Let's go back.
All right, Rozelle. Anybody remember Rozelle?
I know my Rozelle was horrible. Okay, so here's the deal. Okay. Back when I was growing up, TRS had the fat ass Tandy 1000. Ooh. Now that sound like some for those of y'all that don't know what that is. That sound like some perverted shit, but it's not.
Yeah,
it was a computer.
You want that Tandy?
Yeah. Side door of my truck is open. You want that Tandy? You know what I'm saying? But no, the Tandy 1000.
I pull up in front of your house in an ice cream truck with that Tandy.
But
in the back of the truck.
My phone.
All right, I'm done.
No, you good? No, my phone was. Hey, yo, this is a crazy snowstorm coming, y'all. Be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, man.
Hide your Tandies in your man Twitters. Okay. we got to put Killer down with man Twitter. We'll explain after the show what that is. The listeners like, what the hell is they talking about? But anyway, so
dude, I'll post him the video, man.
Oh, no, you show that motherfucker that shit. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see that shit. Anyway, so the Tandy 1000 was a PC. And the games I talked about, King's Quest, all those Sierra games, the King's Quest, Police Quest, all that stuff came there. And when I was primarily a console gamer, except for the Commodore, right? And what you discover with those PC games is the PC games are a lot more in depth. You know, even when console games catch up graphically, the PC games always have you doing different shit. Okay,
right?
That's just the way that it is. And I fell in love with those games, and I've been in love with those type of experiences. Pirates, all that stuff. I love with those different those were some powerful games back then, man. No console game was doing what they was doing on the Tandy 1000. No way, no how. It was like decades and decades ahead of its time. So you fast forward to now, and that's why I'm an Xbox fan, because Xbox is digging into them crates of the PC type experiences, and they're bringing them to console. Like Halo originally was a PC experience. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It wasn't a console. It was a PC experience, and then Microsoft grabbed into that crate and brought it over. You know what I'm saying? BioShock, Ken Levine. The director, he told you himself, it wasn't for Microsoft, you would not see a BioShock. I love Borderlands, but I could not imagine gaming without a fucking BioShock. Can you imagine that shit if there was no BioShock?
Yeah, I enjoyed BioShock. All three. Well, I won't say the third.
Yeah, the third one. Yeah, Infinite was infinite trash. Infinite trash.
Infinite trash.
Yeah, it was in. It just didn't have that. Like I said, it just lost the magic of the first two.
Yo, did you see Ken Levine? Yo, that dude was on. He was popping white lines, man. Did you see Ken Levine at the end of that when you finally beat? Did you beat BioShock Infinite?
Yeah.
Okay. The dude looked like he was on the SNL skit, man. He was just swaying with these mugs. They were singing this creepy ass Blair Witch song and shit, and he's sitting there swaying with them and shit. He looked like David Spade on the SNL skit, man. He looked zoned out, and I was like, yep, that dude's on coke. He's coked up. That's what happened to BioShock Infinite. But but nevertheless, that's why I like Xbox. And I'm gonna be honest, this generation, Xbox has been slacking as far as bringing those PC-esque experiences over. Like I
totally agree. Like they got it on lock as far as, like you say, the multiple platform games.
Yeah,
they got that on lock.
Yep.
Original content is like they're all partying too hard or something.
Yeah.
Like they're not on their grind. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like they're not making it in crates.
Exactly.
Get back to your roots. Put out some damn good game like you did, like you say, the first and second generation. And you was starting this shit off when y'all was hungry. Y'all was getting it. Y'all ain't hungry no more. Y'all keep partying this shit every goddamn weekend. I'm gonna fucking get back to work.
What do you say? What do you say? They're studio gangsters now.
Exactly.
Yeah, studio gangsters. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, they eating them crab legs now, man. They're like, man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, and it's like you can just sense the laziness in that company as far as their games are.
Yeah, yup. They sitting there like, man, I wish we would pay $1 billion for a red ring of death. Y'all motherfuckers better get some aluminum foil and shit. Cheap. Yeah, you know.
It's just like they just need to like fire half their goddamn staff. And just get some hungry young people in there that's really to crack down and make good games.
Could you imagine the games that would come out if they had a squad of hungry?
Yeah.
Hungry young
Oh my God.
I think they gotten old. They've gotten rich. They've gotten lazy. All they want to do is party, and they're not really concerned about the gamers anymore. As far as Xbox goes, they're gonna get their money on the multi-platinum because they know they're killing PlayStation on the multi-platinum games.
Yep.
Killing them.
And they look the new. I'm dropping a special. I did first part 1 of this special, and then it's ironic you bring that up. Shameless plug. Check out the episode of The Medicine tomorrow. I do part 2 where I talk about why Microsoft is doing what they're doing. This new regime was brought in to clean up from the old regime. If you remember, sweaty ass Steve Ballmer, that motherfucker had shit. He had milk coming all out of his armpits and shit. You know what I'm saying? This dude was running, Microsoft is the best! And the shit was just flying everywhere in the crowd. Remember that episode of Dave Chappelle where he was Black Gallagher and shit?
Yeah.
and he hit the watermelon and the motherfuckers covered up. And that's how it was with Steve Ballmer. That motherfucker sweated so much, his sweat was going in the crowd. They had to cover themselves up with
Gallagher
exactly.
Umbrellas.
Yeah, motherfucker was pointing to his mouth. My mouth in here. That's how it was with sweaty ass Steve Ballmer. He was jacked up. He was hyped about Xbox. But the problem is as much money as they were bringing in 21 billion. Their stock price was bad. Stock price was only at $36, while you had Google shooting up over 102, 300. You know what I'm saying? So that's where they got rid of all of them, and they brought in Satya Nadella, and this new regime, everything that they do, it has to be a moneymaker, a big-time moneymaker. Like, they don't understand the fact of, when it comes to exclusives, they're not moneymakers. That's fanfare. Except if it's not Uncharted, God of War, Halo, or Gears of War, it's not making money. Okay, you're dropping the exclusive for your fans, and this new regime only wants to put something out there that's going to make it gazillions, bajillions of dollars, and that's a problem.
And that's why you seen Gears 4. And damn, what's the other one?
Halo 5. Yeah.
Halo 5.
You're gonna get them. You're gonna get them. You're gonna continue to get them, and they got it. What I give them credit for, though, I don't want to just bash Microsoft, but I give them credit for at least going into the crate and pulling out PUBG. This was a good sign. You got to keep this up so we can continue to see y'all digging in them crates and bringing over those unique experiences to the console. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, that Cuphead ain't bad.
Yeah, definitely.
What you talking about?
That Cuphead, did you see
Oh
that?
yeah, I haven't gotten it yet, but I've been looking for that all year.
On YouTube, I enjoyed it. It felt like a cartoon and shit.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that. I've been talking about that on the show for forever, man. I've been waiting for that. I've seen it's out now. I just haven't bought it yet.
Yeah, man, I might want to go get a fucking Xbox just to rock up in.
But here's the problem. You don't need to. You got a PC, get it on PC. That's crazy because they got that Play Anywhere. No, they got that because they got the Xbox Live on PC. So if you got a Windows set, you can buy it on PC, and that's another problem where they're focused on making money. You take away value of your console when you make it available on any platform free of charge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when you make it as easy as available, like I get to play anywhere. Like Microsoft has a program where, okay, if you buy the game on Xbox, you can play it on PC. That's cool. But for you to just go and be able to buy that same game on the PC with no extra paywall, what's the point of me even investing in a console if I can just get it on PC? Now, somebody might say to themselves, that's not really a problem because Microsoft is making money. I don't give a fuck they making money. I want them to make games. And I'm a console gamer. Even though I have a powerful PC, I'm a console gamer. The less games that you sell on your console, the less incentive that you give third-party developers to make games for your console. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So without a big enough console install base, Sony can just swoop in, and then they've been doing this all generation. They can just swoop in and say, look, you're only gonna sell like 1 million on the Xbox One family of game. Man, screw that. We'll buy them niggas. We'll buy them motherfuckers out right now, man. You know, only make the game for our console. We'll give you 50 million, and then we don't see the content. You know what I'm saying? And that's where Xbox, they got to work on that. But bringing PUBG was definitely a good sign. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, enough about that. I know I said we weren't getting into the console wars, but enough with the Xbox bashing. All right, so next subject matter. Is everybody still there? Y'all still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay, all right. Next subject matter is the VGAs, the Video Game Awards. Did y'all see those last week?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. I wanted to hear about that though.
So here's the deal. The Video Game Awards came out, and it's hosted by this dude named Jeff Keighley, but he spells his name Geophicus or whatever the hell, I don't know. So Jeff Keighley is this old dude. I mean, no, he's not old dude. He's a young cat.
Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, he wants to be Ryan Seacrest. Yeah, the dude really thinks he's Ryan Seacrest with his dopey-eyed ass. But anyway, he started having these video game awards, and this dude is a big-ass Kojima fanboy.
Oh, like, God.
I swear he got to put his head up every 5 minutes to get air from Kojima's crouch, man. I swear to God, man. This dude is the biggest, and you know, and he's a Sony fanboy too. So he's always you know pumping up Sony or whatever. Whenever there's not positive news for Sony, we don't want to talk about it. Like how Sony won't do this cross-play thing where they won't let you play against other people on other consoles. You know what I'm saying? There was a developer that got up on stage while they were doing an interview with them, and they was calling out Sony on that, and the guy was like, okay, we don't want to get to that right now. It went on to something else.
Totally diverted the answer.
Exactly.
Rather.
So he's the biggest individual doing video game related stuff now, only because he signed this big ass deal with YouTube. He has a weekly show on YouTube, and then that crazy cat PewDiePie was supposed to sign on with him, but they canceled his yeah, exactly. R.I.P. Pootie. But and all this stuff was going on with that, but he was supposed to. Jeff Keighley does have a big contract with YouTube, and so he hosts the VGA Video Game Awards through them. This year was trash. The freaking thing was 3 hours long, and they had stupid ass awards like best musical score, best thumbsticks and shit. I don't know. They had all these crazy. They had all these crazy awards.
Best pork chops.
Yeah, best pork chops. Yeah, it was just ridiculous. And my thoughts are, first and foremost, look, let's lock down what the real shebang is, what the real subject matters are. Best game, best graphics, best gameplay, best music. Do some interviews, wrap it up in an hour. You know what I'm saying?
And I would even go as far as to just go even like best game and just single out consoles.
Yeah.
But you know, but what you just said overall, you know what I mean? Those like 6 categories, yeah. Just mix those 6 categories into like what you say, an hour show?
Yeah.
An hour and a half with commercials. And we're done here. Let's go home.
Yep.
Right. Good point.
Dude, it was horrible, man. it was the most boring thing ever. And then I know y'all are Metal Gear fans, but in Kojima, y'all cool with Kojima, but that dude is just a weirdo, man.
I'm half Metal Gear fan now. Half. I became half recently. In the past couple of years, I became half.
Cause this dude, man, he released this trailer for the Video Game Awards, and it looked decent at first until it got to the point to where the main protagonist had a baby in his mouth.
Oh God.
And the baby gave you a thumbs up and shit. And then I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Kojima. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Keighley is blowing him too hard. You know what I'm saying? And it's affecting his cellular structure.
He's been hanging with our cousin Pooh too long.
Yep. Yeah, man. Baby's in the mouth. Yeah.
Put the baby in your mouth.
Yo.
Babies.
They really scanned down the dude's throat, and the baby thumb gave you a thumbs up. I guess. What did he think that shit was funny? I don't think that shit's funny.
Say that again. They scanned down his throat.
They panned the camera down the dude's throat, and then halfway down his throat there was a baby lodged in there, and they gave you a thumbs up, and then they panned back out.
That's weird.
You check that shit up. Death Stranding, man. I'm not making
Death
this
Stranding.
up.
Ain't that with the guy from Walking Dead?
Yeah, that's what the dude from Walking Dead. You know what I'm saying? Look like he got beat under the eyelids. Yeah, that dude, man. I forgot. Norman Reedus, is that his name?
Yeah.
Norman Reedus.
Yeah. Boondocks.
What is he like in the new Snake or something?
No, this is a completely new game.
Yeah.
Because what happened was they dropped they dropped Kojima. They
right. Oh, that is right. This is the without Kojima version of Metal Gear. Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
They dropped Kojima.
This is Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, the Mighty Number 9. Yo, this is some far out, spaced out shit. I can't even say, you know what I'm saying? Mighty Number 9 was just, hey, look, we can't use the Mega Man name, but we're going to try to give you the Mega Man elements. I don't know where they get these elements from. I don't know what planet this ooze came from, man. This is some weird shit. But you got to check out the trailer, man. This is some good. And then here's the thing about it. We done seen all these weird trailers. We have no idea what the game is about. I don't know if it's an RTS, a real-time strategy game. I don't know if it's a card game. I don't know what the hell this is. You know what I'm
just
saying?
getting some 5-minute cinematic snippet of a game.
Exactly.
Like, some gameplay. This is a game, right?
You just showed the intro, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yes.
Weird shit, man. Weird shit. But my thoughts of the VGAs is too long. They lean too much on this. This was the longest part of it. It didn't make any sense. It was weird as hell. It made me check on my family and shit. That was some weird shit, man. I can't do that, man. Kojima, I can't do that. And I just, TRS, what are your thoughts, man? Like,
Kojima lost me. Well, the Metal Gear lore lost me when they started trying to glorify Big Boss. That lost me. Okay. That lost me because the whole thing was about his clone that became that man. Okay. And then all of a sudden they want to go back. Okay, that's cool. You go back into the past. Let it lead back up to my man that I used to play with on the original Nintendo.
Yeah.
Pliskin. We'll just call him Pliskin for now. But let's go back. Let's lead it up to him. Don't try to glorify Big Boss because in my mind, I'm an old school gamer. So in my mind, Big Boss is the ultimate villain. Don't glorify him and he's like, oh, he was once Snake too. I get it for a couple of games, but lead it up to my Snake, my generation Snake. Lead it up to him. And I was a little disappointed when they kept doing the Big Boss thing and they started trying to make him a badass hero. And he has love in his heart. And he did it because of his heart. And it led him to do these things. Nah.
Well, you got to remember, when all that started happening, that's when, the Japanese culture, as far as their action stuff, started to become real emo. They went from was Fist of the North Star to Twilight Princess. You know what I'm saying? Everything started.
I agree. It just the market just got flooded with just so much the subdivisions.
Moisture. Moisture.
Yeah. My gosh, just give me action. No, you need action this, action that, action emo, action. Oh my god.
Yo, exactly. When you go look for an anime, there's like 40 subdivisions, and then under each subdivision, there's another 30 subdivisions. It's gotten ridiculous.
Yes, like what happened? Like it was not like this 20 years ago.
I know.
Right?
These are fucking drawings. Just draw some blood. Draw some blood and some face slices.
Yeah, it's so hard to find good content through all the bullshit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep.
But anyway, about video games.
But yeah, Kojima,
and
man.
Anime is a whole other saga we could go into.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Definitely, man.
It's a whole other podcast, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just when I think I'm getting in a good one, then I'm like, oh man, this garbage. You know what I'm saying? And then I get, you know.
That's how games are now. Like,
Exactly.
Like, yeah, they hook you, like they bait and hook you, then it turns to crap.
There's a serious lack of innovation, big time.
I agree with that, definitely.
So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Video Game Awards, man. And my message to Jeff Keighley, like I told you multiple times, stop smelling your own steamy pile of shit, man. You ain't that talented, bro. You're not Ryan Seacrest. I mean, even though Ryan Seacrest is a little suspect, you know what I mean? At least Ryan Seacrest, you know, is talented. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I may not be a Ryan Seacrest fan, but you know he can handle stuff. You lack vision. First you got motherfuckers running around the stage and shit, beating guitars against the audience last year, and then this year I don't even know what you did. Then you got Kojima showing babies in people's throats, man. Do you have any control over your message? You have no control whatsoever. This is getting ridiculous. I had to tuck in my kids and shit because I wanted to make sure. I want to make sure your shit wasn't broadcasted to their areas, man. Get your shit together, Jeff Keighley. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Now you're showing babies in people's throats.
Just saying, man. Just get ridiculous, man. What the hell happened to the world, man? Shit. Come on, dude. Just stop it. You need, like I told him in one of my episodes, you need a George Washington Carver to your Henry Ford. You need somebody to clean up your factory because your shit's all fucked up. How the hell you let him go on stage and do that? Old ass Kojima, man, with this weird ass shit. And then you want to learn Japanese so you can learn to talk to this motherfucker? I don't want to know nothing he got to say. You know what? Let me stop. Let me stop, man. I'm sorry.
I never thought I'd see this era where Kojima was just out of it. I never thought I'd see this.
Yo, follow this dude on Twitter, man. He does this. Like he'll sit there. And he'll send you a snippet of him and some ramen noodles and shit, right? And he'll be like, this is what I'm going to eat. And then the next snippet will be of some bloody ass twisty tied shit that he made look like a gremlin. And he'll be like, this is what I'm going to eat too. I don't know what
He's really going cousin Pooh.
Yo. Exactly.
This is what they do.
Yo, yeah, this fucked up. He not clearanced out, man. Yo, you got to follow. Yo, you follow this dude on Twitter, man. And if you laugh, great, but you might just piss yourself because this is some scary shit. These are some scary ass frames. You talking about frames per second? This is some scary shit. So
there was a time he was a god.
Yes,
what happened?
Man.
What happened?
I don't know,
he was
man.
A god.
Oh man. This is we in real form, man. This is uncut. This is uncut ScramPunks. We might clean it up next week. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, that was the VGAs.
It'll definitely be Kojima free next week. he's floating around behind the cameras right now.
Yo, man, watch that trailer of Death Stranding, man. Oh my God, you're gonna look at it like, oh man, this game looks tight as hell.
Right.
Then the Kojima effects happen, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on?" You know, it's a sight to see.
Now I'm gonna paint a tree. I'll put some clouds.
Yes, no, dude, literally, yeah. You just said the commercial. I mean, you just said the clip. That's what, yo. You just said the clip. Yo, it's crazy. Shit's crazy.
Oh man.
So Yo, so we're gonna wrap this up, y'all, with the PSX show. So right after the VGAs, PlayStation had their annual show where they do a lot of fanfare to their people, and they show off some shit. People come and they dress up as Kratos and all this other stuff, and
Oh God.
you know, they have a good time. And I actually stood up an hour and a half to watch PSX, and that was even more garbager because. All right, the head of Sony. I don't know what these titles mean at Sony anymore. But one of their head dudes, his name is Sean Layton. Okay, he replaced Jack Tretton. Okay, now, Jack Tretton was the dude. He was the good man for Sony, and he really helped usher in the PlayStation 4's dominance by, you know, giving the appearance that they were giving a lot of fanfare to their people. Jack was a good dude. With that being said, this new Sean Layton dude, he looks sleazy as shit. So, I guess because he looks so sleazy, they cut off this dude's beard, right, and put some gel in his head, gave him this tight ass jacket, and this tight ass medieval T-shirt, and some capris and shit, and they put him on stage. Yo, this dude looked like Pip-Boy off of Fallout. If he grew up to be a pedophile and shit, this shit was. Then this is a six-figure exec. The dude's teeth look like he looked like someone took half a bag of cinnamon chiclets and just smashed shit all over its mouthpiece. It was creepy. So he looked like Pip-Boy meets a pedophile, and then when he opened his mouth, he looked like it. It was horrible. Then they had this other dude named Mark Cerny, who's supposed to be their technical guy. He's a lying ass dude. He was sitting there dressed up like the Riddler and shit. And then they had this one dude, I guess he's supposed to be PlayStation's version of Major Nelson. But he looked like he's been out of work for like 8 years, and then his wife just woke him up and sent him to go to get a job at Goodwill. I mean, shit was all fucked up. He had on some Vans with no socks and shit. Like, it was horrible.
You know, a lot of them look like that, man.
Yeah.
A lot of them rich. God, what's his name from whenever you see a meeting with the guy from Facebook?
Oh, Mark Zucker.
Mark Zucker. He always looked like he just woke up, man.
Yeah,
I got money.
Oh, yeah, he probably just
you.
did. Yeah, with slippers on and all that shit.
I got more money than you ever see in your life. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm gonna wear this. I'm gonna, you know.
He just goes to sleep with plates of bacon in his bed and shit. Just wakes up 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
But that's how these dudes look. They looked horrible. And you literally just sat there and watched them on the couch for hours and hours and hours. Just talk this weird, goofy shit. They did one trailer for Detroit 2 Human Killer. I don't know. You familiar with that game? Have you seen that?
I've heard of 2 Human.
Okay.
I haven't played it.
2 Human?
Yeah, Detroit 2 Human.
No.
Detroit Beyond Human or something. It's one of those what do you call those? QTE, quick time event games.
Okay. So you're okay. I see what you're doing, because there was another game called 2 Human that was actually out.
Oh yeah, that was.
I hadn't played that.
Yeah, that was for the Xbox.
Okay.
That's the one that they canceled and shit. But yeah,
Okay.
Detroit Beyond Human, I think it is a quick time event game. They played it and it looked interesting. Not to me though, but it looked a little bit more interesting than it did. But that was the highlight of the show. Everything that you've seen there, you've seen all year. And my question to the panel, I'm gonna start with you, Killer Hill, is that Microsoft gets a lot of flack for not doing stuff like this, but just having a forum where you're just talking to the people about games that you already know about, they're really not showing you anything new. Do you think that's good fan service, or what are your thoughts on that, Killer?
I guess.
Would you go? Let me ask you. Would you, if you had the $300 to fly or whatever, would you go to PSX? If that's what they were giving you, if that's what you knew was out there.
Yeah. Nah, probably not.
Okay.
Probably not. I think my 4 can handle whatever they're going to put out for the next 3 years. I think it's just like a rendition of the 4. You know what I mean? Probably a better video card or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to boost games with like the 4K TVs coming out and all that shit.
Yep. So, I don't. it's like a mixed bag. Well, before I go talk about it, what are your thoughts, TRS? What are your thoughts about them having this show, but they really didn't show anything? Is it still, because there's a lot of people that said, oh, this was still good fan service. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm trying to get a good understanding of the question you're asking. Are you saying like if there was a console they were offering, and what about the games? There was nothing new or original, or
well, what, like PSX? PSX is a Sony based show where they just basically sit there. They say, hey, this game is going to come out, and this it's like an E3 on the couch, but
okay.
How the little fanboys do the Game of Thrones and the Walking Dead.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's like the After the Dead or whatever that shit is.
Yeah. Okay. I got you now.
I mean, is that a suitable thing for games and shit?
Wow. You know what? I think it's not really. But since everybody's doing it, I guess they have to put their foot in there, you know.
Yeah, I think it's a clone.
I think that's what it is. It's like, okay, everybody else is doing it for every other reason.
Yeah.
Why not us?
I wouldn't watch it. It's a clone game to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's Clone Wars.
It's being
That's
done.
what it is.
Yeah, it's being done to death by every genre, every other genre, TV, you know what I mean, movies, fucking every other media outlet is doing it.
The furries are next.
He said the furries are next. Yeah.
The furries are next, man.
Yeah, right. The furries are there. After the furry show.
Right.
You got the drag queens. You know what I mean? You got every genre of television and media just doing it. Yeah, I think games is just let's do something else, guys.
Yeah, they're falling next to
the one console, like, oh, it's strictly Nintendo.
Yeah.
All right, here's the latest Switch game. Oh, we did that one last week? Okay. See you in 3 months when we put out 2 more games.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, to talk about games that I already know, to have a show to talk about shit that I already know is coming out. And you really just have clips. Like, do you got, like, they showed a lot of CGI trailers. Me personally, I don't get excited over CGI trailers. You know what I'm saying?
That actually, as a gamer, that actually insults me whenever I see that.
Yes, because I know you're feeding me the bullshit in your game.
You're feeding me the bullshit, yep.
Your game must be shit if you're putting all the stock into showing me the graphics.
Exactly.
So your gameplay must be shit.
Yep.
I totally agree. Because if your game was a shit, you'd show me the game. Absolutely,
yep.
And
you showing me all this fancy book left bullshit. As soon as you investigate in the game, you know what I mean? It turns out to be shit. And you feel like you got egg on your face because you just spent $120. And then you get the downloadable content for the game you don't even like.
Looks nothing like the cinema.
Oh, man, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose your goddamn mind. Somebody at Best Buy's going to get beat up.
Oh, man. They're going to get some of that Milky Vex. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yo, I mean, there's a lot of people. Look, man, we're gamers. I'm gonna say this, and I don't want to offend people. Whether you're joining us live, we appreciate it, or if you're watching the stream after the fact, you know what I'm saying. We just gotta keep it real because we're older gamers. That's why the show is called ScramPunks. If you get offended, ScramPunk. But anyway, here's the thing: we've been gamers since way back. I don't get this thing that is prevalent now, where it's like I gotta stare at my shadow all day, every day. You know the shit is coming out. Why are you watching it over and over again? The purpose of playing a game is to play the fucking game. If you're not showing me anything about the game that is new, or not showing me a new game, I don't need to sit there for an hour and a half. And just because one company is doing it, I don't necessarily think that another company got to do it. That says something about y'all, that if y'all willing to fly out, spend money to watch some shit that you can see at home.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you got it or not, how is that entertaining? And it just says to me as an older gamer, there is nothing that that y'all motherfuckers will turn your heads from. Like, literally, these game developers could shit on the stick and say, here goes the PlayStation 6. And you will try to plug that motherfucker into your wall and play that shit. Like,
throat full of babies.
You
Can't wait for the smell to go away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, like, I don't understand, you know, and y'all can say, oh, you're shitting on people's parade, MM2K, you just hate. No, man, look, man, look.
I'm
Really,
speaking fast. You're speaking fast.
exactly, man. Just get a grip on yourself. Just look, just calm down, you know. Get a grip on yourself, man. You bought a plane ticket, man. You packed a suitcase. Okay.
Yeah, you bought a hotel house.
Yeah, you got a hotel out. You put graham crackers in the hotel, man. You eating them graham crackers. To go and see some shit on the stage that you can see from home that you already know about. You're not seeing nothing new. Who does that? Whenever there's a convention, you go see a new aspect of whatever it is you go to, right? I can tell me what convention you go to where they're showing you the same shit that that you've already seen, right? You go to a car convention, they're showing you new cars. You go to a business suit convention, they're showing you new buttons. Shit.
Go to Comic-Con, you seeing actors and actresses.
Exactly. You're seeing new shit.
Yeah.
I'm not that much.
Isn't the whole concept of having you in awe so that when you hear that that's coming back, you're desperately trying to go back so that you can be in awe again?
Yeah. I mean, I thought that was the general idea.
I thought that was the moneymaker right there.
Well, here's the problem.
It's not that hard anymore.
Yeah, it's not. Exactly.
That's true. That is true.
It is not a challenge anymore. And what's happened was, these are the ultimate fanboy nerds. Like, you know, seriously, you know what I'm saying? They literally, anything that their company of choice will do, they're gonna support it.
They're on board. Yeah, on board. Don't even question.
They don't even, exactly. They're gonna support it. Don't question it. You cannot tell me that it is okay. I don't give a fuck what you say. That it's okay. I don't care if it is your money. I'm gonna tell you, even if it is your fucking money, to go pack up your suitcase, go sit, look at these weird pedophile looking motherfuckers, slick, or look like shaving baby seals and shit. Look at them sitting on the couch, a grown ass man making 6-7 figures, wearing capris and shit. To hear him talk about shit that you already know about, like the premise of going to a convention is it's majority new shit. You're giving me something new. Yes, for nostalgic purposes, we can all relate and talk about the old shit for a little bit, but I'm getting majority new shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That made my plane ticket purchase, my drive, whatever, my walk, that made it worth it. That's what a convention is all about. You're hearing something new. The majority of it is all new. Otherwise, it's just a meeting. It's not.
Agreed. It's just a gathering,
it's just a gathering. Yeah, and I don't need to. You know, hey, there's online. I can gather with your ass online. Fuck it. You know.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Did anybody else have anything else that they wanted to add in regards to that?
No, I'm good, man.
No, good? All right. I know. We going, man. Hey, look, man.
Yes.
Yep. It's time to close down shop. Hey, yo, I want to thank our co-host / guest, Killer Hill. Right. Hey, whenever time permits it, bro, you know, we got to have you back on, man.
It's been a pleasure. I enjoyed talking to you guys.
Yep. Check it out on the YouTube channel, Mixer, Twitch, you know what I'm saying? Big ups to well, before I move on to TRS, what you getting into? You gonna check out some new games, or what you got in your scope that's really interesting you that you think that you might get into next?
Oh, this might bore the dog shit out of people, but I'm basically gonna start saving up money now, saving up trinkets, and getting into the extensions on Elder Scrolls. I'm gonna get into that, and I also still have to get that second DSX so I can do a review on that.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, that's that. I picked
up.
What'd you say, Killer?
I was gonna actually try to dig in the crates and play a little bit of Watch Dogs.
Oh, word.
Oh yeah. I heard that was fun.
Yeah. Give it a crack.
Well, me personally, I'm going to do some more PUBG. Whatever the case may be. Hey, look, man, I was going to do a video. I was going. I think I'm pooped. I was so excited that Killer came on, me and TRS together. You know what I'm saying? I was going to chop a video tonight, but I'm just going to let ScramPunks be your dosage of the medicine. And because I got to play some games, man. I keep talking about this shit, and I ain't got time to play nothing. So I'm going to play some games. We're going to have the medicine will take a hiatus tomorrow. Y'all listen to ScramPunks, you know what I'm saying? Get your dosage that way. And that's the thing I'm going to get into. So if that's it, folks, hey, yo, I want to say thank y'all for following us. My man Zoinky, my man Neverland, I made y'all mods in the chat. Thank you for joining the chat. For the other people that joined us and, you know what I'm saying, those that are watching now that stayed with us, I know it's late. I appreciate y'all. Tune in to us next week. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep doing this again and again and again. All right? And that's it, folks. So, peace out.
Peace.
Till next time.